when I die, I ain't gonna be from old age. Somebody gonna want revenge, somebody might want it now. Right pocket got euros, left pocket got pound. Somebody gonna want revenge, somebody might want it now. Throw the ball with the right hand, catch with the left, touchdown. Step back, let me get some room. Congrats every time I'm through. Same packet, nobody knew, so I never get confused. Hotel get a bird's eye view, hotel get a waiting room. Read a magazine while you wait for me, baby, I'll be done so soon. Phone gotta be off, each store got locks, I got some trusted shoes. 10K on the countertop, don't look so shocked, it's nothing new. Death comes in threes, wins come in twos, cash comes in ones. Throw it up, celebrate some news. I do a good job, pull up and pop out and pull out. Head on and hood on, pedal to metal. When I put my foot on, I got to put on. I got a bad one, they want to keep me.
From the stadium that hosted Super Bowl 48 back in 2014, there's a look at MetLife Stadium here in East Rutherford. A few moments ago, the crowd here was on their feet as their beloved Jets made their way out of the tunnel. They're ready to go. We're ready to go, and it should be a good one as those New York Jets get set to face off with the Buffalo Bills. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line.
Right there. Right there. 54 Mike. Hey, let's get this. Get this.
They go with Leonard Fournette, third-year back from LSU. Fournette fighting through. The Red Sea parts, and there he goes. The 20. And all the way home for a Bills touchdown. Leonard Fournette, 75 yards, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Hauschka adds the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. Hauschka now to send this one away following the score. This is taken at the 3. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Darnold going to lead the Jets up now, first and 10 at their own 22. Here's Le'Veon Bell's first carry as a New York Jet. And he'll get about 3 as he takes this up near the 25. This week 1 matchup pitting a couple Empire State rivals, no strangers to each other. They were both original members of the AFL, the American Football League, way back in 1960 to 1969. It's been a close series. Bills lead it all time, 62-55. And, of course, both of these franchises really feel like they have their quarterbacks of the future. Josh Allen and Sam Darnold.
On the tackle. No gain on the play. Brings up third down and 7.
You go night-night. Don't go night-night. Mike Simpson.
Throwing here on third down. Darnold. Open man is Anderson. Give him 15 yards on that one, and the Jets move the chains. Charles, what's the mindset here offensively? You gave up the touchdown pretty quickly. Would it have changed if you had gotten a stop and it would be 0-0 right now, or no?
I wouldn't think so. I think in most cases, just down a touchdown, you know, I mean, we're just getting started here. It should be a long way to go. You think to yourself, stick with the game plan, all the things you worked on in practice. But you have some teams that when they get down, their natural tendency is to aggressively strike back. And let's see if they want to get outside of the game plan we expect and try and be aggressive on their first series.
On 2nd and 7, Darnold. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off right around the 43. And he's able to get it back here to the 43-yard line. And he may want to track down that football because that's interception number 1 on his career.
You're saying that's going into the trophy case?
I'd put it there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That's when you ask the equipment guys to make sure they hold it for you after the game. But if you play in the back 7 on defense, that's part of your job, finding ways to take the ball away from the other team.
And some good tackling there as he stopped up at about the 41. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Now Leonard Fournette. They follow up the gain of 2 with a gain of 1 that time.
That didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
The line to gain is the 33 on 3rd down. Now Allen going to back away and call a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. The line to gain is the 33 on 3rd down.
Don't let him breathe. Don't let him breathe. Play that tight deep. Don't let him breathe, defense. Tight dog, tight dog, tight dog. Hey, tight, tight, tight. Hey, watch Sam, watch Sam. Check Mike 54. Mike 54.
Watch the slant. Watch the slant.
So they fake the handoff. Now Allen. And able to find John Brown. That's good for 28 yards.
And the key number on that play, 3. 3rd play of the drive, 3rd down. Spectacular catch turns into a first down.
First down saves them from a 3 and out. On the ground with the rookie Devin Singletary. And strong running there as he's inside the 10 and down to the 8-yard line. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 8-yard line.
And that'll set him back 5. So the delay of game penalty moves it back 5. That makes it 2nd and 10. On 2nd down, here's a run with Singletary. And he's going to work this one down to about the 5. It'll be a gain of 7, and they get it back to a 3rd and 3.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. Devin Singletary, his first NFL reception, goes for 6. And the Bills will add on to their lead. Hauschka with the extra point, and it's now 14-0. Hauschka now to send this one away following the score.
The Jets take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, Probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points get that 0 off the board. Now a deep ball here hauled in just past the 50. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That goes for a gain of 31. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. Now Bell stopped up behind the line as he's going to wind up losing a couple here. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
Mike 50, Mike 50. And we got to get to the ball, team. We got to get to the ball. Let's keep moving.
From the 50, it's Darnold. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Micah Hyde.
Well, to me, it's pretty simple, and it's fairly obvious, isn't it? He's got to start making better decisions with the ball.
That's now 2 interceptions in the first quarter. After interception number 1, there was a long talk on the sideline, and now he's made another mistake.
Yeah, he's just been kind of laying these passes out there. He's kind of been floating them a little bit. He's got to be more decisive in his reads and definitely more decisive in throwing the ball. Rifle it in there every now and then.
They'll start out on the ground. It's Leonard Fournette. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. 36 yards on the play.
And it is still early, just the first quarter. But you start prorating the numbers, and we might be in for some history. I mean, that last run puts him over 100 yards already, and we've still got 3 quarters to go.
On play action, Allen. And he finds Tyler Kroft. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. 23 yards, the final tally.
Check. Watch 54. Watch 54. Let's go, defense. Let's go.
So the shotgun snap to Allen. And this one caught by Beasley. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. And he gets halfway home from the 4 down to the 2-yard line. From the 2 now, 2nd and goal. They'll look to run with Singletary. And just a short gain that time as they're able to get him down. They can muster only a yard there, and they'll be left with a 3rd and very short. This Jet defense so far standing tall. They need another stop now, 3rd and goal. He's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1. Defense didn't budge on 3rd down. Now what are we going to see on 4th?
We are soon to find out, but does this feel like old school football or what?
Oh,
right?
yeah.
This is an old-fashioned goal line stand. I know what I would call on offense. I would go for it. And I want some type of a play where my quarterback has a chance to run it or throw it. I don't just want one static play.
They'll start out on the ground with Bell. Fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half, maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. 10 yards is the pickup, good enough for a Jet 1st down. Now after the run by Bell, here's another 1st and 10.
Yeah, let's get 2nd.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll scratch out only about a yard up to the 32.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through.
Under pressure now, Darnold, and he goes down. Lorenzo Alexander wreaking the defensive havoc.
Well, someone's been up to the task so far in this game. They are already up a couple of scores, Brandon, and guess what? I think they're just going to pin their ears back now and get upfield and get after the quarterback.
Been such an impressive first half to get that lead. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. Now, if you're going to get rid of it, you better get outside the pocket.
Yeah, you have to get outside of that tackle-to-tackle box, right? Get out there, and then you can do it legally, but he wasn't able to do so, and they end up losing the down as well.
49-yard punt, 5 on the return. And the Bills will take over the football with a 1st and 10. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. It's been a good first half so far. They're up 14-0. Points here that could really put them in command before intermission.
Yeah, and it's all well and good what they're seeing and how they're feeling right now. But this is the NFL. How many times have we watched 14-0 leads evaporate and quickly? So how have we seen them combat it? Continue to run your offense, but don't back off at all. Don't start looking at the clock. Don't start thinking about, hey, just take care of the football. Keep attacking. Usually the best way to maintain control.
Now a quick throw as that's complete on the hitch route. And he's taken down inside the 30. It's a gain of 13 and a Buffalo first down. Allen going to come to the line here, 1st and 10. And he's a perfect 6 for 6 here to start the ball game. Allen. Roberts got it. And he is into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. Andre Roberts, 28 yards. And the Bills will add on to their lead. And there they got him the ball. Just get it to him, let him do the rest.
You know, he probably said that to his quarterback as he broke the huddle. I like the play call. Just get it to me. I'll take care of the rest of it.
Helping out his rack, right? RAC?
Run after catch, and he loves that, and he's going to carry that in at contract time.
Hauschka now to send this one away following the score. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
The Jets take over 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3 and out here, or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know,
And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off near the 34. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked. But you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
What we got?
Fournette. And an alley to run. Call it an 8-yard gain. Much better shape now on 3rd and just a yard.
That's a really good job right there. Just kept stringing that play out, pushing further and further towards the sideline. Really good fundamentals by that defense.
He was trying to put his foot in the ground and turn upfield. He just couldn't.
No, they really had a picket fence in front of him. No room to find to get upfield.
We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes, we'll again head down to visit with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando, back for another year. He'll have scores from around the NFL here on this opening weekend. And he's got the first down before being taken down at the 46. It goes as a gain of 8, and it moves the chains.
57. Get ready, get ready, get ready.
Allen off the play fake. Got a man. It's Brashad Perriman. Call that a very strong gain of 24.
24-yard gain on the play. First down, Bills.
Allen going to come to the line here, 1st and 10. And he's 8 for 8 now, throwing the ball to start the game. It's caught by Roberts. And he's down inside the 5 at the 4 before he's out of bounds. That's over 40 yards of movement with those last 2 plays. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. They'll try and run for it with Fournette. And he takes it in across the chalk for a Bills touchdown. Leonard Fournette, already his second touchdown here in this opening weekend. And the Bills will add on to their lead. Hauschka adds the extra point, and the rout is on here in this first half. Hauschka now to send this one away following the score. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. Typically down to the first half, I might say, oh, you at least need a field goal out of this drive, but they're down to the point where they need a touchdown, don't they?
Yeah, normally, you know me. I mean, you've been around me for a while now, right?
Unfortunately.
I'm sorry about that. But normally, I'm the one preaching patience.
Yeah.
You know, take your time. First half, you still got a chance. I think they're out of patience here. This has to be a drive that gets a touchdown. So if you're the play caller, you're going to that portion of the sheet that says big-time plays, specials, anything you can use to get yourself back into it.
And he's got this down to the 35. Give him 12 yards there, and the Jets have a first. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. He's going to air one out for Anderson. And he couldn't hang on. Would have been their 4th pick of the game. Instead, 2nd down. Well, the incompletion, yes, but maybe here not the worst thing in the world?
No, not on 1st and 10. Actually gives them a chance to regroup, relax just a little bit. They huddle up, talk it over, then they get a chance to continue their drive.
Now, meanwhile, here's a 2nd down throw that's knocked away and incomplete.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Again, Darnold. And he will have a man, Demaryius Thomas. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. This is 1st and goal and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime. They'll try and run it in with Bell. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Now the Jets going to use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts, as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. From back at the 4, here's 2nd and goal.
Mike, 50. Mike.
Hey, strip the ball. Strip that ball.
Hey, exit.
Mike's 50. Mike's 50.
They're not ready for this, man. They're not ready for this. They still playing soccer. Y'all playing the wrong football.
No, Eddie. It's 50. Mike's 50. Let's go, defense. Our time. This is our time. Mike's 50. Mike's 50.
I'm trying to collect.
Check 3. Check 3.
Here's Darnold. That is caught by Anderson for a Jets touchdown. Robbie Anderson in the final seconds of the first half, as they are now on the board here in the first half. Extra point splits the uprights, and it's now a 28-7 ball game. Now after the touchdown, it's Lachlan Edwards to kick it away. This one taken from the 7. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. Time for a final kneel down or a safe run, and then they can head to the locker room with a lead.
Yeah, or they can even run a screen. You know, something they feel is somewhat safe that might actually pop and turn into a big play. That's what you usually run in this situation.
Or go 4 verticals because why not?
Because you're feeling it, right? You're just feeling it.
We'll see if week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. This will be taken in at the 1. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
The Jets take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never wanted to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. On 2nd and 11 now. Darnold. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Tre'Davious White with a pick. First possession of the 3rd quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days. Well, we saw them there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Give him 3 yards, and now they're left needing a conversion here on 3rd and 6.
57. Hey, pick your game up.
Hey, some. Check 24.
From the gun, it's Allen. Escaping the pressure. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Brandon Copeland.
Get him, boys.
Able to finally wrestle him down for what's just going to be a huge loss. And it takes us to 4th down as well. And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially, give him 15. And the Jets will take over 1st and 10. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here.
Let's go, let's go.
On 2nd down, it's Bell. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
It's 3rd down and 5.
From the gun on 3rd down, here's Darnold. Found his target, it's Anderson. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. That goes as a gain of 36 on 3rd down. Obviously, they're not where they want to be right now on the scoreboard. Big plays like that, though, that'll trend them in the right direction.
Yeah, a few more like that, they'll be right back in the game. And if they can continue to do that, maybe they'll inspire their defense as well. They'll get a few stops.
And he's in. Touchdown, Jets. Le'Veon Bell, 26 yards. And the Jets are able to close the gap just a bit. That's the score you felt they had to have here in the third quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there's an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard and you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. Certainly want to avoid what they had to do last possession. That was punt the football, because this game's starting to tighten up.
In a basketball sense, you think about taking a little bit of the air out of the ball, right? Maybe milk some clock, limit the possessions. In this case, they might want to do the same thing, but control the game offensively. Put together some first downs, put together a drive, and keep it away from them.
And he's got room. A big run by the big man, Fournette. 47 yards on the ground. So you got the lead here in the second half. Obviously, you love big runs like that at any time. Here, you really like them.
And how about the confidence that's being exhibited by that offense now? They don't care what you're lining up doing on the defensive side. They want the big fella to carry the football and carry it often.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
Once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10. Now Allen to throw again. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, third down.
And now offensively it's 3rd and 10, and I'm just thinking to myself, actors always say, what's my motivation before a big scene? Right now the play caller's thinking, what have I done before that's worked well that I can go to right now?
Yeah, because they were pretty successful in the first half scoring points. Haven't done anything so far here in the second half. And down inside the 15 he goes. And that's going to be another first down as the tackle made at the Jets' 13-yard line.
Let's give a little credit there. The offensive play caller sensed that the screen pass was available. Whenever you're getting a lot of heavy pressure towards your quarterback, that's when you're thinking about running the screen and using that pressure against the defense. And it worked very well there for a first down.
They'll run on first down with Singletary. He's taken down at the 7 after a gain of 7. A lot to praise on this drive, obviously. I know you're seeing what I'm seeing. Those guys up front, they're getting it done.
Doesn't matter what play is called. They are handling their business at the line of scrimmage and dominating right now on this drive.
Singletary again. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. The tally there, -2 yards, brings up third down.
Let's get that ball, D. Let's get that ball right here. Middle.
Allen from the gun on third down. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, C.J. Mosley. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. They'll try and get the running game going with Bell. Yeah, boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
And a short pickup here as he'll get across the 10 to the 11-yard line. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down.
I hope you brought your left leg. Wahoo!
Darnold from the gun. That's complete. It's Bell. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the third quarter of action. Darnold now 5 straight completions here in this second half. First and 10.
Hey, Alpha.
Let's go, Mike 50. Mike 50. Hey.
Out of the shotgun, here's Darnold. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And it's knocked away and incomplete. Robbie Anderson, the man he was looking for. That'll bring up second down. So after the incompletion on first, now second and 10.
Hey, watch the slant. Watch the slant.
Out of the pistol, it's Bell. He only got a couple on that one, so not a ton of help. They'll have a 3rd and 8 forthcoming.
64, weak.
Red 80. Check motion. Mike 50. Mike 50.
The shotgun snap for Darnold. He's going to air one out for Anderson. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Micah Hyde. That interception sets them up beautifully already in the red zone.
And you can hear it all the way up here. Oski, everyone turned to block, find a spot, and now they're set up inside the red zone for their offense.
Right there. 54.
On first down, Singletary. And they're going to lose some on this play. Being knocked back to the 18. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down. After the loss to start out, here's second and 11.
Here we go.
Working out of the shotgun, here's Allen. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's third down. Well, those two have hooked up for a touchdown once already in this game, that time unable to find the completion.
Yeah, it just appeared they wanted to get him out into open space and try and get him the football. As you mentioned, unable to connect.
Throwing is Allen on third. Flush to his right. And he's taken down, trying to do a little too much, getting outside of the pocket, and it results in a sack. And on that one, the protection just broke down.
You've got to have that leverage, don't you? We always talk about low man wins in the running game for an offensive lineman versus a defensive lineman. It's essentially the same thing in pass protection. Get lower than that defensive lineman so that you can keep your balance and keep him away from your guy trying to throw the football.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be second down.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time.
Young lady. Mike's 50. Mike's 50. Quit talking about it and bring it.
Hey, seam 6. Seam 6.
Second down and 10. Darnold. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Matt Milano. The blitz works to perfection as he gets in there to dump him for a loss of 8.
I remember throughout my career here in defensive coaches always say, guys, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. Well, they put themselves in a great spot with this big lead, and they know they've got to throw the ball.
These pass rushers have to be salivating. It is pin your ears back time indeed. Forced out to his left. The decision to tuck and run gets him 3, but that's not enough. Now it's 4th.
Well, there were a couple of extra defensive backs in the game, so he really had nowhere to go with the football despite his search for an open receiver. So he has to take off and run for it, but he comes up well short of the line to gain.
Their already slim hopes are going to ride on this one. They'll go on 4th down. And here we go on 4th. Darnold airing one out for Crowder. And this is going to be incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And now possession's going to go over with a football at the 20-yard line.
Check, check. Watch 54. Watch 54.
Let's go, D. Big series.
They'll run on first down. Singletary. And he gets it down close to the 10-yard line. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on second and short. I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they... use timeouts. What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
The offense on third down tonight, they're at 50%, 4 for 8. They're looking at third and a few inches. They'll try and run for this with Singletary. Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done. And a loss of 3 to bring up 4. And the 11-year veteran bangs it through, and the Bills will add on to their lead. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the fourth.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And on that last drive, went for it on fourth, turned it over. A good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on fourth down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here, because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than...
And got his man complete. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40.
Here we go.
So it's Jets football as we get you reset here. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. On first down, it's Darnold. Caught here by Griffin. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Darnold complete to Crowder. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. To the air again, Darnold.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders, hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or...
Better against man, because now you're running away from someone, and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
Now a desperation throw deep downfield, and caught by Thomas. Touchdown, Jets. Demaryius Thomas. 31 yards. And the Jets are able to cut into this deficit. Point after, right down the middle. And that cuts this lead down to 13. And this is going to be recovered by the Bills, and that should all but do it. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play. Another running situation on the doorstep as they come up 2nd and 10. Eluding the pressure right. Allen hit. He lost the football, and it's scooped up by the Jets. And they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line.
We got it. Good job,
Well, that's one of those
Good job,
mistakes. That's a fumble that when they get to the sidelines, I know you're mad, Coach, but look, we've still got this locked down. But that's not necessarily true, is it?
Well, their hopes are slim, but you just hate to give them any hope. You could have sealed it right there.
Yeah, could have finished them off and taken away all hope, as we like to say.
And an alley to run. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be second and a couple. Now the Jets going to use the second of their 3 timeouts, as the clock will stop with an even 20 seconds left to go.
You're outside. 50, Mike, 50.
I'm coming for you. You mine.
Throwing again on second down. Darnold. Under pressure now, Darnold, and he goes down. The veteran Jerry Hughes drops the hammer in the backfield. So it's a victory here for the Buffalo Bills. And, partner, I must say, good to see you again. Been too long. And it's good to have football back, isn't it?
Didn't you see me in preseason? Weren't we together in preseason?
Yeah, but preseason, you know, it's preseason. This is week 1.
Oh, you're trying to say real football.
Yeah, real football.
Not preseason football,
Yeah.
where we shake down the rosters and figure out who's going to play, and maybe the starters don't play as much. Now it's the frontline guys from the first whistle.
Yeah, I tuned you out in the preseason. And now I'm listening to you. So for the Bills, not much to complain about here. They come in and steal a victory in a tough place to play on a Sunday night. And they'll have another road date next week with the New York Giants. Meanwhile, for the Jets, they obviously fall to 0-1 with the defeat. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the